Good evening and welcome to the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali. I want to say thanks for tuning in. For some of you who followed the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say thanks for all your support and thanks for also your comment. Tonight is just a night of entertainment. We are going to be having a post-match Champion League discussion. I'm just waiting for one or two of my colleagues that are invited to come so we can analyze the game that we played today, the game between, I think Real Madrid hosted Man City, while Arsenal and Bayern Munich had a, it was an amazing game today. Imagine the two different games had a draw. You had 3-3 and you had 2-2. So we are going to analyze that game and we are also going to go through some other discussion as well to just keep our evening interactive. So if you're following the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say you might want to hit the like button, share the podcast, or make some comment. We will highly appreciate that. Uh, and then also for some of you who follow and support, I want to say thank you for your support. The first thing before I run through the uh, sport discussion with some of my team that would join momentarily. I want to talk about the total solar eclipse that we had yesterday. An incredible, when I saw that, I I could, you know, I could tell myself that I mean people who always have the denial that there is no God, come and see this. God is so good. Some of these things are just, natural confirmation to let you know that God does exist. So for some of you who say you don't believe in the existence of God, yesterday was an incredible testament of how we serve a great God. So I'm gonna play you this video of the total solar eclipse that took place yesterday. So I just want you to watch this video, then we can be able to see. There were millions of people from the U.S., Canada, as well as Mexico, who actually took advantage to watch that total solar eclipse. Well, let's just watch the video and see. Then we can join into our sport discussion while I wait for my colleagues to join the show momentarily.
¡Se acaba la totalidad! Pepe, ponte al tiro con la cámara. Oh no, it's coming back.
Welcome, friends. It's good to have you. Let me put ourselves in a better overlay so that we can have. All right. What's up? What's up, friends?
Good evening, my dear brother, Mr. Rahim Ali.
Man, I just feel you guys were on your long agricultural break. Like Liberian government will always take agricultural break and take 50 to 60,000 dollars, and they go in and go say they go on farm. How can you have an agriculture break? You don't even have one farm.
People trying to,
uh,
I don't know what they were even thinking about when they give the name to it. But
yeah, the
maybe I
point.
guess it is presumed that when you're a congressman, you're supposed to be in some form of retirement or some form to own some form of establishment where you need to take break, where people are employed by you. You need to take break and go see, maybe go see what your investment is and also take care of your. But unfortunately, that is not the case about people. So
Yeah, yeah. I just play a video. It's good to have you. For our viewer out there who are following the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome to the Rahim Show. We are having an entertainment time tonight. We're going to go through what we call a post-match Champion League discussion. Two of the games that were played today, they were all held. Real Madrid drew away. Man City as well. Arsenal drew Bayern Munich. So we're gonna discuss that game, and we're gonna watch some highlight as well, so that we can be able to see how somebody go with score. And I didn't have the opportunity to watch all the game, but when I came home, I was able to flip through YouTube and watch the game as well. Because I work, the game is played at 3, and we still on the clock or so. So I didn't have. But initially, for instance, I played the video about what happened yesterday about the total, solar eclipse that we
right.
experienced yesterday. I think you saw a lot of people. It's millions of people, like I said, from the U.S., Canada, and also Mexico were able to, observe that entire, total solar eclipse yesterday. So, how do you make up? Were you able to take some picture, or did you have the time to actually view that total solar eclipse yesterday?
I did partially. And let me answer your first question by saying no, I did not take a picture. But then I was working, but then I was watching via or CNN. Um, it's one of those things. It's once in a lifetime experience. And it is one of those things when we're in science class, in physics class back home,
Yeah,
we used to read about lunar eclipse, solar eclipse,
solar eclipse.
eclipse
Yeah,
of the moon.
eclipse of the moon,
So
eclipse of
to
the sun. Yeah,
actually see those things live or
yeah,
a thing like that live, it was kind of a magnificent. I wish we in North Dakota were in the path of the eclipse, so maybe we could experience that total darkness. But
yeah,
besides that, our weather up here in the Midwest has been for the past 2 days. Today was a lot more better, but the past 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we had a lot of cloudy weather. We had a lot of rain, and then we had a lot of foggy weather. So I'm not sure if the foggy weather yesterday was as a result of that movement. I'm not quite sure, but it was, and everything that I've been seeing, viewing, and reading, it was magnificent. It was
yeah,
a
yeah,
great
yeah,
experience.
yeah,
And just to comment further on that, though, those are things that back home, based off of our own orientation, where we come from, people would think that these things were not normal. It just go back to validate the authenticity of science,
yeah,
what we used to read.
yeah,
Normally, without having some science knowledge or without having some of those uh, educations, you would think that that could signify the literal end of the world. Like you see the moon and the sun
yeah,
interacting in such a
yeah,
way,
yeah,
like in a split of 2 3 minutes.
yeah,
It look unreal,
yeah,
but it just come back to us as human. With the feel I got yesterday was what role we human play in the entire universe,
yeah,
right? It draws you in to feel a little part of the entire universe. That we are here, our existence is being crafted and designed. And one thing it did for me is kind of validate to me the existence of someone who master craft this thing.
yeah,
I kind of drew, or I kind of my faith in God got really stronger yesterday. That these things they wouldn't just evolve. These things were created, these processes were created and put into place, and also to, like the Bible says, creation reveals who God is.
Yeah,
So things like this make me to actualize, to realize the existence of a God, or a master crafter who put this thing into existence.
yeah,
It was a, like I said, a magnificent experience for me, my brother.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
Something unreal, surreal. I
yeah.
mean, if I were in Liberia, I couldn't have experienced it the way I experienced it, probably
Well,
because of
yeah,
the geographical location.
yeah,
But I'm grateful to be alive in 2024 to have this experience and being in the great United States of America.
yeah, yeah,
And I heard we having the next one in 2044, I guess.
yeah,
I
yeah,
pray to be alive. That should be some 20
yeah.
um
Yeah,
some 20 years from now.
absolutely. You know, like you said, it was an incredible time. Myself, I was at work yesterday. I had to stop, and then, take a picture of that. I saw the incredible view. Although yesterday the weather was a little bit off and on, even though, like you said, today we had an incredible weather in the Maryland area. It was so hot. I felt that we we are about to enter into the real, summertime because the weather
Yes,
was so
somebody.
hot today. But I mean, like you said, I mean, these are things that one would say that for those who say they don't believe in the existence of God, these come and see. That's why I always tell people, I say, come and see some of these things because if you're adopting, the existence of God, then come and see some of His wonder because these are all testaments of how they did not happen by themselves. These things did
Nope.
not just happen by accident. No, these are things that God created, and that's why you see signs say that we read in school. It said the eclipse of the moon, eclipse of the sun, where the sun come between the earth and the moon, and the other one where the earth come between the sun and the moon. Then you experience this day, you experience the longer day, shorter day, all the things. These are things that we learn in school, and we are fortunate to be here to see it, and happen vividly, and before our eyes. So I mean, we are so grateful. But anyway, I just wanted you to chip in. For those of you who are following the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome to the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali, and I've been joined by my co-host, Francis Pale. We are going to go through a time of a post-match, Champion League discussion. We want to first play the first game that between Arsenal. It was a very, I think, tough match between these two teams. Let's discuss small thing about this game before we can play. The highlight. Then we can be able to discuss how the game went or so. So, to be honest, all the prediction I saw from the betting perspective to all the different comments from other people, predominantly people feel that Bayern Munich were beating Arsenal,
Hmm. For
right?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
just to speak to the predictions, and then sports pundits
Yeah,
were of the opinion that Bayern Munich was going to trash
yeah.
Arsenal.
Trust
And
Arsenal. Yeah.
as a Chelsea fan, I mean, although we're not in great form these years, uh, normally there is that rivalry between. I mean, we are, first of all, we are both contending in the Premier League, and besides that, we are also both in the city of London. And there is this rivalry and fight for the supremacy in the great city of London. But I mean, so I'm no much bigger fan of Arsenal, but for the love of the game and for what and everything Arsenal has been lately for the past 2 years, let's just say since Mikel Arteta took over, Arsenal has been in a great form.
Yeah.
And Arsenal is proving a lot of naysayers, a lot of um, pundits wrong. So with how spirited Bayern Munich is currently in terms of form, Arsenal did something magnificent today. Arsenal played really beautiful game. I think Arsenal should have won the game. Um,
Yeah.
Bakary Saka just kept on. He had a clear chance in the dying minutes of the game. He should have won the game for Arsenal.
So if you look at the two teams today, right, they play with almost the same system.
Yes.
Arsenal play with 4-5-1.
Oh, yeah.
Like Bayern and two. I got the formation right on my tablet here, right? You could
Okay.
see that Arsenal started with the guy what they call Kai Havertz, as the number 9. He was in the first one. Then you have
Yeah.
five player. You have five player playing the entire midfield. Then you have four, defender behind. You have the right and the left back along with the 4 and 5. So the same system will play also used by Bayern Munich too. You have Harry King as the number 9. Yeah, then you have five player taking care of the entire midfield. So then you have the same right led by the two defender along with the goalkeeper. But I will let watch the highlight. Then we can we can go through the game and analyze it and see how the whole game went. So let's see. Okay,
Sure.
if you're following the show, we are discussing Champion League post match. This is the Rahim Show, and I'm your host Ricky Ali, and I'm being joined by Francie here. If you want to be part of the show, just send me a message, and I will send you the link so you can come live. We are discussing. We are having an entertainment night, and we are discussing the post match Champion League. The game between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, and also Real Madrid and Man City. So if you want to be part of the show, just send me a message, and we can be able to send you the invite so you can come live. We are discussing the soccer. If you're a soccer lover, this is the right time to tune in. So we are going to watch the highlight for Arsenal. You want to hit the like button, share the podcast, and also make some comment. We will highly appreciate that. Okay, let's watch the highlight from, because we are discussing the game bit by bit. So we want to analyze Arsenal game first and see how the goal was scored, and how well the team played from that highlight. So let's just watch the highlight.
Hello guys, welcome back to the post. Champions League is here again, and we'll be sharing highlights live from Emirates Stadium of an amazing game between Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Arsenal are currently the leaders of the Premier League, and Bayern Munich have lost the competition to the Bundesliga. Two different perspectives, but the Champions League is not the Bundesliga, it's not the Premier League, it's history. It's a big, big game tonight. What do you think will happen? See you.
Yeah, welcome back. I believe the highlight is a little bit uh, not as expected. So but we're going to analyze the game, Francie. But I think Arsenal. If you watch the game that you saw, Bayern they had a penalty, and they were able to score that penalty. So we're gonna read out some of the commentary here from the game. Let's say Arsenal salvaged a 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich as let's say Lindro, Schuger, let's say Troza grabbed a late equalizer after Hurricane threatened to spoil the party, in a Champions League quarterfinal first leg at Emirates. So Arsenal play at Emirates Stadium, so they managed to seal a 2-2 draw. So going to Bayern Munich, is going to be a huge task for Arsenal. But football again is something that you can underestimate anybody. We have seen team over time that you know they are not really seeing. Real Madrid is one of the things that you can't they have something about Champion League. I don't know whether uh they they control Champion League with with some kind of chanting or something, but Real Madrid will not have that kind of best team. But yet Real Madrid have won several Champion League. So going to Bayern Munich, Arsenal is going to be a tough game for Arsenal. So what do you think Arsenal can do? I know that they already have two goal against because in Champions League, when somebody score goal against you in your home, it's an advantage for that person. So if for instance if they drew 1-1 in Bayern Munich, although the two game drew, but Bayern Munich stand a chance to qualify because of the two goal away. So
Mhm.
what do you think Arsenal need to do to be able to, because Bayern is a tough side, and like the commentator said, Bayern in the lead they are they are falling behind. So to see that Champion League is one of the hope of Bayern right now, and Arsenal going back to Bayern in 2 weeks from now, it's going to be a tough game. So what do you think, Francis?
It is, excuse me, it is really, really, my brother, going to be a tough game, and just as you have laid out plainly. But when you in the return leg, I think the game is Arsenal to lose. Arsenal at this point has everything to lose. Um, their two goal advantage away for Bayern Munich. We have them playing a very careful football. They will want to, from the onset of the game, they will want to see how Arsenal approach the game and then try to score a goal and contain that one goal. And if they do that, it means that Arsenal has to win the game or score more than two goals to advance.
Yeah,
So my advice to Arsenal is just Rixe, or I would advise Arsenal to play more of an attacking football. Because at the end of the day, if the game were to draw 1-1, Arsenal goes home. If the game were to draw um, 2-2, they go extra time and maybe penalty. And Bayern Munich has a really huge home support crowd. There are three teams like you lay out clearly. In fact, four. The first one happened to be Real Madrid. They have a strong home support.
yeah,
The atmosphere in that stadium can change the result of the game. That's why I'm not
yeah,
really um, very much worried about Bayern Munich at this time. Bayern Munich is should be the third to Real Madrid and Liverpool, because Liverpool will be the second,
yeah,
and then going to Italy to Juventus. So with the home support that Bayern Munich has, and with the two goal away advantage that they have, Arsenal just need to come out. Arsenal has to come out, play more attacking football. Um, I didn't see a lot of attack from Bakary Saka today. I
yeah.
think Martinelli was doing more attack,
More,
but
yeah,
yeah. So when they go to the Allianz Arena, I would expect Arsenal to have those guys out there attacking more, and then race it with caution. The goal is to try to score a goal or two,
early, yeah,
and then
early
before you
goal.
start to think. had to
Yeah.
be cautious and then had to watch your back in the middle. But the thing about it is that Bayern Munich has a really good midfield.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich has one of the best midfield right now, irrespective of their current form in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks to Xabi Alonso, who has played 30 some game without a defeat.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only reason why the likes of Xabi Alonso teams and Werder Bremen, they are kind of overshadowing a little bit of Bayern Munich. But make no
Yeah.
mistake, Bayern Munich is still a really,
Yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
good
Good team.
side
Yeah.
and a tactical side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to answer the question in few words, Arsenal risk it all, go for attacking football, try to get one in the back, one or two in the back, and then see if you can contain the midfield of Bayern Munich. Because if you can contain the midfield of Bayern Munich, you wouldn't see Harry Kane making a lot of runs in your defense to score goal. But if the midfield cannot be contained of Bayern Munich and Harry Kane has 4 or 5 crosses in the box, trust me, he's going to get a goal or a penalty. He's
So
he's we saw him all of these years with Tottenham in England. He's a he's a really top class striker. He's a perfect finisher. Harry Kane is a good one. So, but the support comes from the midfield, obviously, and the wingers. So if Arsenal can attack more, score one goal or two, they can try to fight up in the midfield and then continue by a minute. That would be my advice to Mikel Arteta and his boys.
so if you look at the two team, right, you see
Yeah,
Arsenal here in the Premier League is the first standing the first, right, with a
yeah,
point of 71.
yeah,
And then if you go to the Bundesliga, let's say Bayer Leverkusen is at 76 and Bayern Munich is at 60. So there is a 16-point difference. That is why the commentator said Bayern Munich had already lost that because 16 points to catch somebody. Bayer Leverkusen this season they are already informed. So yeah, and because of the change of coach too with Bayern Munich, so it takes time to really adjust. Bayern Munich has a good team, but sometimes change of coach too has impact on the team or so. So looking at the two things here, Arsenal want to also focus on Premier League as well because
mm,
Premier
mm,
League just have like I think 7 more games because you're supposed to play 38 games. So
that
Arsenal
against.
have 7 more games, and those 7 more games are very tough. Looking at those 7 games here, Arsenal have Austin Villa to play, and they have the return light Bayern Munich. So let me review all Arsenal remaining game.
Okay,
So Arsenal have let's say Austin Villa, they have Wolf, they have Tottenham Hotspur, then they have Man United to play, and then they have Man United to play twice. I think they have Man United to play on May 11th, then they have Man United to play on June 27th. I don't know whether it is a FA Cup or so. So and they have Bayern Munich to play, they have Chelsea to play, they have Bournemouth to play, and they have Everton and Liverpool as well. So with all these games, I know Bayern game is just like a 2 weeks, from now because after the play, Austin Villa they have Bayern to play. So it's gonna be a tough game, but I think Arsenal can actually sacrifice one for something good because I think the Premier League they really had a good team last season, but unfortunately they try at some point they were not able to win the Premier League. But this year I think they can be able to win the Premier League, you know, and show, let's say, defend that, that they are still, a great team. So, for some of you who are following the show via Facebook, this is the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali, and we are discussing Champion League post match. Sport analysis, and I've been joined by Francis Balaye, my co-host. So if you want to be a part of the show, you want to send me a message, and I can invite you so that we can have a discussion about the game. We are going to go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid was held today at 3-3. An incredible thing. Real
just to
Madrid. Yeah, go ahead.
before getting to Real Madrid, you raise a very 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 serious point. Um, Arsenal has Aston Villa to play on April 14th,
Yeah,
next Sunday, and then that will be Sunday 10 a.m. and then they get to
yeah,
travel to Germany
yeah.
to play
Wednesday,
Bayern Munich on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah,
And I mean, like you said, look at how, like I said previously, Arsenal, the game is Arsenal to loss, right? Arsenal is in a very critical position in the Barclays Premier League. The point gap is just 1 and 2 amongst Liverpool, Arsenal, and that of Man City. And with the 16 points, that's about 5 games. And I don't think Bayern Munich will be paying more attention to the Bundesliga as to that of the Champions League. You know what I
yep,
mean?
yep,
Now, with coming to London and having 2 goals in, and then Aston Villa, who is also a top 4 contender in this year, they're playing really good games. They're winning games, and so conquer the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham, and taking 4th place. They are in great shape. So imagine Arsenal playing Tottenham or Aston Villa on that Sunday, just 3 days after. In fact, 2 days after the third one, going to play a very crucial game in Germany. I mean, it's a tough one.
it's a tough one. Yeah, it is a tough one. I
It
mean,
is.
even by Leverkusen, I know that because of the point between there, let me say Bayern Munich rather, because of the point between there and Bayer Leverkusen, 16 point different. Even though they still have more game to play, but I mean, it's hard to catch up with 16 points a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot. So Bayern Munich two now, their focus might be in Champions League because obviously when it comes to Champions League, if not Real Madrid, Bayern Munich this tend to be one of the top side, in recent time too when it comes to Champions League. So it's going to be a tough game, the second leg, and let's go to Real Madrid. But before then, I want us to go take a little musical break by our sister. Let's say Lena is gonna take us to a musical break, and when we get back, folks, if you are joining the show, this is the Rahim Show. I'm your host Ricky Ali, and we are just here uh, having a discussion about the post Champion League match between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, as well as Real Madrid and Man City. But we're going to come back and discuss Real Madrid and Man City. But let's take a musical break. Facebook, we own no copyright to this song by our sister Lena, and he has done it for me as we celebrate.
On the beat. Everybody let us celebrate. Jehovah has done it for me, yo. Let us celebrate. He has done it again. Everybody let us jubilate. Jehovah has done it for me, yo. Let us celebrate. Oh, he did for me. He can do it for you too. What Yahweh did for me, yo. He can do the same for you, my friend. Just trust in Him. The Lord has lifted me up. He has blessed my life. Glory be unto Him, oh God. Everybody let us celebrate. Jehovah has done it for me, oh. Let us celebrate. He has done it again. Everybody let us jubilate. Jehovah has done it for me, yo. Let us celebrate. Oh, He did for me. He can do it for you too. What Yahweh did for me, yo. He can do the same for you, my friend. Just trust in Him. Come, let's praise the Lord. The Lord is good to us. He has blessed our life from zero to hero. He turned our stories around. Ebienini Yesua, ebienini ganyo, ebienini glode kanyo. Muna denidu, ebienini. Kuye ebien Yesua, mtu edi ebiema. Omuga Yesua, omuga. Umugan teti buara, umugan, ibien in iliswa, ibien in pure.
Yes, welcome back, folks. If you're following the show via Facebook and YouTube, this is the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali, and I'm being joined by my co-host, Francis Pale. We are having an entertainment time, and we are discussing the post Champion League match. If you want to be a part of the show, you want to send me a message, and I'll send you an invite so that you can come live. We are trying to analyze the two games that were played today, the game between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, as well as Real Madrid and Man City. Initially, we discussed, let's say, Bayern Munich and Arsenal, and now we're about to discuss Real Madrid. But I want us to watch the highlight of Real Madrid versus Man City today. Then we can be able to discuss after that video. Stay tuned.
How is that going, football fans? Welcome back to the post. Welcome to the Champions League. A final before its due between Real Madrid and Manchester City is going to take place in a few moments in San.
Okay, I guess that highlight wasn't the right highlight. I guess some kind of technical things is going on whenever I try to play these highlight. But Francis, if you watch the game today, you say you were not able to watch the game today. Myself, I was at work, so I have this sport package in my house here, but I tell you now, I can tell you now. I don't know when last I ever even sat down and watched, television. The television had just been off until my mom can tell me, my mom love Baka so much. So I said, I if you see Baka, and now with Baka no more. Baka too fishy this time.
I was just about that's the question I wanted to ask. All the while we've been talking, right? I didn't notice your jersey. So when you lay back a little bit just now, I was like, what am I looking at?
No, it
I,
almost look like Chelsea jersey, but it's not a Chelsea jersey. It's just a club in America here called I know Arena Mill. Arena Mill, there's a player called Arena Mill
Mhm.
in America. Yeah, yeah, in my area, yeah. Arena Mill is a local team.
Oh,
That's a
it's a
Chelsea.
local team.
It
Yeah,
look
but I
like
know
Chelsea.
you.
I
I
know
know you to
you
be
almost thought I was Chelsea jersey.
a.
You see a
I,
man and
I
swim.
thought you crossed over to Chelsea. I know you to be
No,
a
no, no,
very
no, no, no,
strong
no, no,
Barcelona
no,
fan. I
no, no, no.
remember when we used to be down Lane Street in Monrovia.
Yeah.
Man, one of the men I used to wear every Sunday, you wear a Baka jersey.
Yeah, man, the Brazilian, the Russia, my Brazilian, the Rusciano, Aliano, December.
Rashiano.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
the,
yeah. But
the
Real
good old days.
Madrid,
Yeah, sometimes once in a while I pop in to watch these games. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be working from home. Um, so most time when the games are playing, I'll just put the TV on and I can sit on the side, be throwing my,
yeah,
Liberian man, we can say throwing my wapi in.
yeah,
I'll be spying the screen a little bit to see those eye-catching movements, the goal moments, the VR moments, just those moments I want to. But I didn't actually watch the game today with Real Madrid. I kind of overlooked the highlight a little bit. But it was a tough game. It was an interesting game.
yeah,
And from the onset of the game, I mean, just knowing like what you spoke to the history of Real Madrid. Real Madrid has this thing with Champions League. Um, they they get in high spirits.
yeah,
But I also figured that the Pep Guardiola's influence also in the Champions League is also carrying that of Manchester City through. I mean, no disrespect to the caliber of players they have, but if we were just looking player to player, I think Real Madrid has that caliber of players that are spirited that can win those kind of crucial games and things like that. But
So
when you look at the highlight, it was a highly contested game.
yeah,
The points were shared evenly, and I think they were also shared fairly. Man City gave a fair shot at the game today.
yeah,
And then imagine they were doing that at Santiago Bernabeu,
yeah,
score 3 goals away.
yeah.
That is
But
a huge.
Francis, let
Mhm.
understand Real Madrid. Yeah, Real Madrid is a team that when it comes to Champions League, like you and myself, we just laid our foundation. They have a different spirit, and
Yes.
then almost that even Abanabu. I'm sorry that the first level play Abanabu, but Real Madrid. If you look at some of the previous game where they have won, even the Champions League, the 2 seasons they have won, you will notice that Real Madrid will play like even PSG.
Hmm.
You saw the game between them and PSG that caught like carried Madrid to the final.
Yeah.
You saw that game how nobody thought that Real Madrid would have even scored those kind of goal last minutes of time, and yet Real Madrid were able to equalize and also beat PSG just to qualify to go to the final. And that game, it was so. It just tell you that the commentary that I'm reading here from the game.
Yeah.
Real Madrid conceded the first goal. They conceded through Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva scored. Let's say the first 2 minutes. He scored, and then he also let's say provided some kind of free kick, long let's say long free kick that crossed over the battle. So, but then Real Madrid responded. They said Real Madrid responded. Real Madrid responded. Like they say, yeah, Real Madrid responded with 2 goals in 2 minutes. Imagine that, and that is how Real Madrid had always been. You will see that Real Madrid will be down to go. Then another team you would you will wonder what the team is actually mounting pressure to actually stop Real Madrid from scoring. But you don't know how Real Madrid come from behind and just we you and myself used to be in the video playing like like bro we'll go watch the game. We'll just go and go see the game and then you see Real Madrid is down to like 2-3. But you go Real Madrid just redeem the goal and then thinking that the other thing, but how will you allow the man to just redeem 3 goals? So Real
Yeah. But
Madrid is somebody, I mean, say a team that has really been, consistent when it comes to Champions League. So, and yeah, go ahead, Francis.
I mean, just to speak to what you was talking about, Real Madrid has that pressure.
Yeah,
And when Mercedes scored their first goal to in the second minute, it
yeah,
took Madrid 10 minutes to readjust
yeah, just
and
yeah,
put a lot of pressure on Mercedes. The first goal was a Ruben Diaz own goal.
yeah,
Ruben Diaz, just from the pressure from Real Madrid, he scored himself.
yeah,
In another 2 minutes, Rodrigo scored another one.
yeah,
So that's how the first I ended. So it just goes to support or to speak to what you were saying that whenever Real Madrid is playing Champions League and the opponent is being cocky or the opponent is being more attacking or putting pressure, Real Madrid comes with that extra pressure, and in no time they're going to change results. They have Champions League spirit. I mean, I think they're also really experienced,
yeah,
an experienced team in the Champions League. So it's almost like an aura, or how you call it, that when they get to play Champions League, they take on that persona
yeah,
to give it their all. So
yeah,
maybe it's a cultural thing for them. Maybe it's a special approach that they approach the Champions League whenever they find themselves in these stages.
yeah, yeah. I
So I
think
mean, even with the 3-3 result at the Santiago Bernabeu, made no mistake. I feel like the game is not over yet until it is over, because
so.
we had the same. I mean, Chelsea and Real Madrid has the same spirit. Had the same spirit a few years ago when we were staying in Champions League. We went to Real Madrid, and I think we drew the game. The guys came to Stamford Bridge, my man, in no time. But 3 goals, and we were out.
Yeah, yeah, but Francis, so Real Madrid in 2 weeks time is going to let's say England, right?
Yeah.
and Man City is going to be hosting. So, what is your anticipation for that game? Because these two teams have met, several times. I think history has shown that Real Madrid got edge over Man City when it comes to head-to-head record. But notwithstanding Man City to they are a tough side. So, what is your own anticipation? How you think the game will go? Who most likely, because Real Madrid also when it comes to Champions League, they had that vibe. They had that vibe because Real Madrid, and then once Real Madrid win this game, obviously, you know that they always feel with that spirit of Champions League. So, and then my Man City to win this game because after this game, I think it is semi-final or final or so. I don't know, but yeah. So, what would be your prediction when Real Madrid go back to let's say Real Madrid go to England and to face Man City in the second leg?
Well, I am. It's a critical one, Ricky. It's a really tough one. Man City is in a really great shape. Uh, Man City has huge experienced guys, to people that are willing to pull all of their everything, to bring everything that they have to the table or on the line to win the game. And I will give the edge to Real Madrid just on the basis of we are speaking to, with the experience and with that kind of tactical approach in these stages of the Champions League. But I also don't want to rule out Man City. Man City is a team that is only over when it's really over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I were to give an edge to a team, I'll be giving an edge to Real Madrid. It will be like a 48-52 kind of chances of winning this. Real Madrid's 52% chance of winning it, and Man City at 48%.
So, if you look at the Premier League right now, right, Man City is like third place, right, on the
Yes.
Premier League.
Yeah.
So, knowing that Man City is a little behind this, CC, uh, so don't you think that they will give their all because they want to retain the championship? Because I mean, say the Champion League title, because they are the defending champ right now. And looking at the position on the Premier League, they also want to bring in the Premier League. Don't get me, I mean, the last 7 games for all other teams are very tough game. Anything that win all the game most likely might, let's say if Arsenal win all the game, obviously Arsenal be declared, Premier League winner. And if Liverpool is one of the contender to for Premier League, even though they're not in Champions League. So the pressure is more on Man City and Arsenal than Liverpool. Because Liverpool now is no longer in Champions League. So the
Right.
focus now is if they can catch up Champions League. So they will try by all means. But then Arsenal now need to be careful with any player going for injury, because if any player go for injury, it could affect, the remaining game or even the Champions League game with Bayern Munich. The same with Real Madrid. Real Madrid is relaxing in La Liga because they obviously are ahead, of La Liga, and most likely they might carry. But Real Madrid has a unique spirit when it comes to Champions League. And going to England, I mean, we all know football this time. I mean, no who in the way in football. Anything can produce. So what do you think Man City can do, knowing that the position is a third place in the Premier League, but then Champion League is something where they are the defending champ and they want to retain that. How possible can they retain that? And what do you think are some of the strategies that Pep need to use to be able to win that game in England?
I think Man City, I mean, just like you said, when you look at the La Liga table, La Liga, Real Madrid is at 75 points currently, and Barcelona, who's in second place, is at 67.
Yeah,
Real Madrid has a lot of cushion to
yeah,
relax.
yeah,
And then the pressure is on Manchester City as defending champs to go farther, right?
Yeah.
And looking at the dynamic of the Premier League, where if you lost a game, if you were to lose a game, it changes the entire table or the standings. Um, I it is a half fight from Manchester City. I wouldn't want them to pay more attention to the Champions League and less attention to the Premier League. Either and the other way around, I wouldn't also want them to pay more attention to the Premier League. As defending champ, they are also supposed to pay more attention to the Champions League. It's
Yeah.
they are at a critical junction, honestly. At a critical juncture where I think they should bring it off. So what Pep Guardiola could do if he can, if he has a means of coming forming two different teams that are really title, if he approached since in fact he's playing on a Saturday and not Sunday, and then from Saturday he has Sunday, Monday, Tuesday up till Wednesday to play at home. He's playing a more not so strong side, Luton Town in England. He needs to rest some of his key players.
Yeah.
Or if he were to start the game with some of the key players, make sure he go for goal, get one or two in the bag, and then
Yeah.
rest the players
Rest the
for
player.
for,
Yeah.
for Real Madrid game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are good point because it's like equally so he want to win Premier League as well because
Yes.
he's a defending champ as well. So like you said, it's the best strategy he can do. I mean, he play on Saturday. He had up to Wednesday,
Yeah.
to play. So he have a couple of days to rest, and then you don't want to hurt any one of your key player for Madrid because if you do that, then it become a disadvantage to you. And then when you go into that game, with more player down, for injury, then you don't stand a chance to win the game against Madrid. And then, like you said, if you want to win the Premier League games, and all other games matter most because you also want to win Premier League, play your player and score more goal. And then
Yes.
at some point in the 50 or 55 system, rest some of the key player, bring some people, who can actually press so that they can score, the goal that you already score. Because FIFA said play to win, goal is the objective. So that's, I mean, no game that you want to play and you don't want to score. You know,
Mm-mm.
Every game you play, you have to score because goal become the objective of the game. Because I mean, imagine if you play a game no goal, then what is the objective? So you got to
Right.
score goal. So that is true. That is true. And what you think Real Madrid could also do, as they go to
I,
England, what you think Real Madrid could also do so that they can be able to win that game in England because it's a tough game.
yeah. I mean, at this point, uh, if I were Carlo Ancelotti, I'll be paying more attention to the Champions League game. First reason is Manchester City has 3-goal advantage, right? 3 away goals, in as
Yeah,
much as Madrid also scored 3 goals. But look at it like if the game were to end 1-1, Madrid goes home. 2-2, Madrid goes home. 3-3, Madrid. So if I were to advise Real Madrid, this is a must-win game.
I mean,
We
yeah.
are going to win this game. So we either, even if we can win the game 1-0, we are fine. We can win the game 2-0, we are fine. But come from come with the approach of winning the game. Madrid has a lot of cushion. 67 to 75 points is about 8 points, right? That's at least two wins and two loss and two draws for Barcelona or anybody else to be able to catch up with them in terms of points in the La Liga. So do not risk your star players for the next game or on the next weekend and rest players enough, let them train enough, and then rest enough, have more time to rest, so that when they go to England, they can have a really good time over there, and they should go with the approach of winning a game,
So
not even settling for a draw.
Yeah. So I think Madrid has an advantage because
Yes.
Madrid is already tapping the table in the league. So
Yeah.
probably on that Saturday, the same Saturday, the two teams are playing on Saturday. So probably on that Saturday before the game, after that game, they can take a flight to England for the
Yeah.
second leg. Madrid can use the second choices because they care less. Even if they draw, nobody can still reach to them because why? They're about 8 to 9 point, over
Yeah.
the next team. So even if they draw and then the other team beat like that 2 point different, they still got 17 or 6 point ahead of the team, and they also have let's say a remaining 7 or 8 game to play in order for the league to end. So I mean it's a very tough game for Man City, but I think we have a side pull of the best thing on that day. Could take the day, but Francis, let's jump into something else. I wanted to discuss something else. I know a lot of people. I saw a friend of mine who comment on the thing. Thank you for your comment, my brother and friend. Uh, T Benz, thank you. Okay, thank you for your comment, and also for some of you who are following the show via Facebook and YouTube. I want to say welcome to the Rahim Show. I'm your host Ricky Ali. Just for a short time tonight, we are having a time of entertainment. We are discussing the Champion League post match. Real Madrid were held today at 3-3 with Man City, while Arsenal as well was held. With Bayern Munich at 2-2. So we are discussing the second leg, and it's going to be a tough game for both teams. Whatever side put up the best team 2 weeks from now can actually win and go to the semifinal. Is it a semifinal or quarterfinal?
Um,
I
it's
think it's a
quarterfinal.
quarterfinal. Yeah, quarterfinal now because
Yeah.
after that then you got 14. Yeah, it's a quarterfinal now. Because tomorrow we got Barcelona. Let's discuss tomorrow game. Then we can move to different thing. Barcelona is playing PSG. We all know how those two teams can play sometime. And then Atletico Madrid is hosting Borussia Dortmund. It's a tough game too, also for them. How do you look at the two games tomorrow? Barcelona it's a bit not really informed. That's my team. I know sometimes the coach is not he's not fit. I think he has told the team that he will leave at the end of the season or so. How do you look at that game tomorrow?
Yeah, I
The
mean,
Barcelona versus PSG is a tough game for Barcelona as well.
it is a tough game for Barcelona. PSG is comfortably sitting 10 points
Yeah,
top of the French league, and Barcelona is trading the top spot
yeah,
by 8 points.
yeah,
I'm not sure with 30 games in. I don't know if at this point Barcelona has resolved to not give their all to the La Liga, because maybe they will be like, okay, maybe it's hard for us to um, conquer Real Madrid or catch up with Real Madrid in terms of points, because Real Madrid is in a flying style. They're in a great shape. They're winning games and things like that. But also on the flip side, PSG is comfortable in France with
yeah,
28 games in already. They are 10 points ahead on the table. So I think it's going to be a tough game. I mean, with all of that though, these two teams have a really unique
yeah,
experience with one another. So I'm not sure we can rule Barcelona out of this totally,
yeah,
because these two teams have been going in. I mean, they've been having fixtures where they have been meeting. I mean, frequently in the past years in these group stages in the Champions League,
yeah,
and the record shows that they're both winning teams. Barcelona has been winning games just as
yeah.
uh, Paris Saint-Germain has been. So I don't know. Just with the current form in their domestic league, I'm leaning toward more toward PSG side, but make no mistake, Barcelona is a force of nature to reckon with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you got it right. Because for me, I tell you, I'm a Barcelona fan, but the truth gotta be told. We are not informed like PSG. this season. And like you said, don't get Champion League wrong because the other time when PSG won 3-0 to Barcelona, we went and win PSG. I think 5-1 or something.
Yeah, 5-1.
And
Yep.
yeah, 5-1. If you end up 5-4, the last goal that was scored was one of the surprising goals. It was one of the greatest comeback I know Barcelona ever had for somebody to. And the same thing happened because football, a lot of time, incredible thing happen in football. We
Yeah.
saw the game between Barcelona and even Liverpool. We won Liverpool 3-0, and Liverpool came and beat us 4-0 without Barcelona scoring a single goal.
Yeah.
Mourinho described that game and Messi as a children playing their older brother. Hey, Mourinho described that game as children. He said Barcelona was like a babies. Babies.
I know.
Because imagine you beat somebody 3-0, first
Right.
leg.
Yeah.
It tell you that with the great team you are, the team that you're going to play doesn't even stand a chance of winning set. Nobody thought that Barcelona would have, lost that particular game in England. Even if they had lost that game, they would have scored goal, and then because of the goal difference, they would have qualified.
Exactly.
But you
Yeah.
see, football, like you and I are saying, football is a different thing. And Real Madrid is one of the things that have the Champions League spirit. And I tell you, Real Madrid might not have the best team, but when it comes to Champions League, Real Madrid is always fortunate
Oh
to
yeah.
win it. So I think,
Oh yeah.
like you said, I will lean on the same side too. My team is Barcelona, but I think we don't have, we are not really informed as compared to PSG right now. But it could be a different game because we saw it when Barcelona, beat PSG that 5-1 after PSG had won Barcelona 3-0. So football can, tend for a better, for Barcelona, but it also come to the technical, setup of the team by the coach. So if Xavi do well, most likely we can, beat PSG. But if not, PSG have a strong side right now, and it's going to be a tough game. But I look at Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, right? So Atletico Madrid, they're, I think fourth place in La Liga or so. Looking at them and Borussia Dortmund, I think let me see who Borussia Dortmund plays in the Bundesliga. Uh, but the two thing, most likely anyone can win because we all know the two teams. They are not like among the top team when we when we kind of need a Champion League team, But football is football, You never know because the last time I think uh, let's say Atletico Madrid been to final I think twice, and they lost to they lost to final is really hurt them, So they've been having a great time, a great season, especially with Simone. He's an incredible coach. So how do you make of that game between Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund? It's a tough game too.
Yeah. They Valencia is sitting at seven currently in the La Liga table, and Dortmund is also is sitting at number five.
Yeah.
They are. I can easily predict. Valencia has been up there in the in
No,
this.
Atletico Madrid, not Valencia.
Sorry, I don't know where the Valencia are thinking from.
You want to play yellow summary in Champions League? That's fine. You can go play for them.
No. they, they want me to go play. Yeah, I mean, Atletico Madrid has been consistent though in
Yeah,
the top flight for quite a while now since
yeah,
we started watching football. Atletico Madrid has been a name that has been in a fray, right? And just as Borussia Dortmund, they are they are not constantly up there like winning all of their games or at the top of their table. I mean, Valencia was a couple years ago, and it didn't happen with Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga league. They came close to the title, and so I don't know. In terms of current form, they are still the same. I mean, just around the same places on their table, on their various tables. They are winning games. The stats are not really bad. That's a high one to call. It is honestly a hard one to call for me.
You know,
They have a match tomorrow, right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
is it is a hard one.
It's a
Um,
tough game.
just because of the consistency in the Champions League, I will be leaning towards Dortmund. Because I remember for a couple of years now, since this current Liverpool coach, club Jurgen Klopp,
Yeah,
even before he left Dortmund has been in a tough life for quite a while now.
yeah.
They they have been in a tough life for quite a while now. So I'll be leaning toward their side, but also man, Atletico Madrid a
Yeah.
is
You
also a
know,
competitive side.
yeah, Atletico Madrid has a lot of good player,
Yes.
But someone said that, Simone always pair these great player together, but there is a difference between player and a team. You know, that is why you see if you compare player and player, with Real Madrid, you will see that some other team can have quality of player, but it's a different thing of having quality of player and having a team. You see, team football is actually a team gameplay. It's not just the quality of player. You need quality of player, yes, but they have to play as a team because you can put, take for instance, you can put a Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar, everybody in one team, and if you see think it can't even be there,
Yes.
then you want to say, but how this happen? We saw it with the newly promoted team in La Liga. I think it was 2006. How to call the things there? One guy, Victor. That time, Vale was, Vale Nice, the one that scored two goal on him. Vale, I
Yeah.
was see Vale that time. I had to call the team Nice. Team was neither promoted team that came in like Liga. And the first time they met Barcelona, the first leg they beat Barcelona at New Camp 2-0. And the guy scored. The guy scored on Barcelona twice. Imagine. And again, nobody could believe Barcelona had ball possession 75%. It tell you how great Barcelona was. But at the end of the day, a new team won again 2-0. They couldn't even believe that. So it just tell you how sometimes football, you can have the quality of player, but when the data is meant against, it meant to be against you, you can have a bad day. So, yeah, I mean, Borussia Dortmund has a great team. I think Atletico Madrid to stand a chance to, but it's going to be a tough game. The two team, I'm looking at anyone on either side can pull a win for tomorrow. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, because Atletico Madrid too. The coach, you got to consider the coach. The coach, he's somebody who is very, he always put on action, and that's one of the things I always have problem with some of these coaches. And you sit down on the bench and you don't even make decision. Sometimes body language can change a player attitude on the field. To have that's why I usually admire Pep Mourinho. You see Mourinho now will be throwing sign, doing the one. Because right now, modern football, you have to talk to the player. You have to, show some sort of action so that player can know exactly what they need to do. But you sit down, you crank your leg, and you writing paper. You beat a
You
coach,
know,
you beat coach that. I mean, many a time people. You see,
just
so
speaking to that, Ricky,
yeah,
there is a current documentary that is on Peacock.
okay,
I don't know if you watch
yeah. What pico?
the
Yeah,
Peacock. There's a current documentary on Peacock with Pep Guardiola,
yeah,
and I was watching it a couple of times ago. And you mentioned Marino as well. Marino is a personal coach. The team that's the man that if I make me to like soccer, to like football, right? There was when I was watching that documentary, right? There was a section where there was a halftime. I think Man City was playing uh uh oh god one of these newly promoted team. The score was 1-1 at halftime. So you know how they go for the regular 15-minute break, cooling break. Pep Guardiola walked into the dressing room. He looked at the guys and he was like, "Gentlemen, what are we doing?" He provoked in as much as he has a really good relationship with the players, right?
yeah.
But he provoked them.
The good work.
He conscientized them
Yeah,
to be able to go out there and win games. And he
yeah,
specifically said to these guys, in that documentary. You guys, the least of you here is making almost 60,000 a week. The people that follow us to live from Manchester here, some of them were 4, 5 in their car. They had to catch ride with their friends to come and see you play. They bought their ticket. Some of them thinking when the month and they're thinking how to pay their electricity bill. But for you, you are being paid 50 or $50,000 a week. It is not about me as your manager. It's not about you. It's about these people. So you go out there and make it happen for these people because once they do that, they go home.
I like
They're
that
going to
push.
now be stressed about
Yeah,
their bills, their electricity bill, the food they're going to put on the table the next morning.
yeah,
But they will be thinking that, oh, we went out this weekend and we were entertained, and that is resting on your shoulder. So, like you said, for a manager to see a game losing game 2 or 3 games in a row, and then you sit on the in the dugout and then cross your
yeah.
legs and you
Trying to
just
let
scratch
yeah,
your, that's not the role of a manager.
yeah,
You are not an effective manager. This is one of the reasons why I know it is not up for discussion, but the current manager that Chelsea has, I think he has to go. That
yeah.
that guy is not a coach.
Yeah, yeah, because if you look at, you see, that's the reason why I love Pep Guardiola because I
Yes,
think Mourinho was one of the coach that really brought a lot of like a lot of let's say real fight in the in the game because Mourinho really brought a lot of changes because when Mourinho was weird on top of things, you could see
yep,
some of the reaction from Mourinho. Mourinho is somebody who as much as he's not really on top of things like before, but Mourinho he brought a lot of changes in the game and a coach. So a coach not supposed to just sit down and crank your leg just read people. No, you have to leave from that and go out and motivate people. Tell the people you see all the fans that yet they had to spend the last money to come here and watch you. They are here to watch you. So do something to make that happen. That
right.
is a work of the coach. Don't sit in the stand and just be like you writing. No, you have to
Like,
motivate your player. My friend said thank you. I think thank you for the time we had to discuss these. It just to keep on on our platform here to discuss the post match champion league. But I wanted us to talk something about Liberia, right?
yeah,
Uh, we we have seen that this new government who took over, hopefully next month, around the 20th, they will be making. They will be they will be around their 100 days in power. So I don't know, but we are still looking at some of the things that are happening, and we are hoping that that we see a lot of concession and things that the president too is trying to uh, revisit or so that it can be beneficial for the Liberian people. But we also want to know that uh, the country deserve a better thing. That is the reason why some of us feel that the president can do well. Uh, we feel that he's on an obligation to make sure that you will not fulfill everything in 1 year time. It takes time. That's why you have 6 years. But I mean, from your somebody would say from the your very first year, the effort that you put in, it can it can also create that sense of people knowing that yes, the remaining 5 years or so you will do more. So, what is your own assessment for Leisure Time, Jose Yomabuaka and his official have been over Liberia, just not 100 day yet, but what is your own assessment so far?
um, on the my general overall assessment is that I think the country is headed in a positive direction. Um, I know there were a lot of promises made um, during and before the inauguration, There are a lot of expectations just because of the economic condition back home. I think the government is taking shape. First of all, I can see that there are a lot of qualified people that are taking up positions. So the deliverables will be felt, but it will be gradual just because of our own kind of government structure and um, how things are back home. Things are not rapid as they are in the Western world, where someone takes when the president is inaugurated, he hit the ground running. Most are even before being inaugurated, where he has won an election, he has at least 60% of his government already structured. That has not been the case. You see, the key government positions are still being. We have people still being appointed up to, I would say, 3 4 months in. So the deliverables will not be felt in a short time. When you look at even government trying to have people fill up these positions, try to even have them seated in their various positions, they're providing logistics for them and looking at the infrastructure situation of Liberia. It's going to take a while, but I'm optimistic. Um, I am hopeful. I think this is going to be a different um, system as to the one we have. We are gradually having an accountable government. I think so, just because of the measures that have been put into place by this government, because they've started auditing some of the key government agencies. And I don't think they want to audit those agencies and then find those mistakes and then come back to repeat those mistakes. So it's going to be gradual.
Yeah.
But if I know we are hungry for change. I know we are expecting change rapidly. But if we can be a little bit patient, I think it's going to be gradual. We'll get somewhere. It's not going to be 100%. There are a lot that needs to be fixed in Liberia, but gradually we should get there. That is my overall assessment. Am I
Yeah.
happy with everything? No,
Yeah.
I'm not. But do I think that we are moving in a positive direction? Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Francis. If you're following the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome to the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali, and I'm being joined by Francis Palaya, my co-host. Initially, we had discussion about post match, champion league, but now we are discussing things about own common denominator Liberia.
Yeah,
We want to see a better Liberia. That's why we have conversation that provide information and also engage our leader constructively because we want to see them do well. And as they do well, our country become a better place for every one of us and for our generation to come. So, Francis, you just made a point that because somebody would say, Rome wasn't built in a day, so change will not just
exactly.
happen overnight. It takes time, and we all want to see, change happen, changes, and things happening in Liberia. So, and then you mentioned things about, auditing, and I know you to be a student of accounting. So, how will you, you know, uh, let's say, how will you, let's say, support the issue of assets recovery? Because a lot of people are refusing the issue of access recovery, which is very important because these things are all meant for accountability. Some people want to use government resources to enrich themselves, and at the end of the day, they don't want to be held liable. And some of these things are the main reason why corruption exists in Africa and even in Liberia too, as we discussed it. So people are, shying away from the thing called asset recovery, blah blah blah. So as a student of accounting, right, Francie,
Yeah,
and when we talk about assets and also talk about recovery. So, what would you say about this particular asset recovery thing that we keep discussing in Liberia?
Yeah, I think it's a good initiative actually to recover items that are being taken by individuals because it has been a way of life for Liberia. And when you look at the economic position of Liberia, not so much doing well. And this is why a lot of people would think that if they can just ascend to a government position for at least a term for 6 years, they can be able to enrich their life or they can be able to acquire asset that they maybe in their natural life could not. Um, and I think I support the asset recovery measures because it is a precedent being set, right? Gone should be those days where a person takes up a government position and when they're leaving, they take away the card they were assigned. And then when a new government comes into place or when a new person take over that position, they have to run to central government to have to buy them even vehicle, to have to buy them some of these uh, necessary equipment that they need to do their job.
Yeah.
If these are tenure positions, right? If you came and you're a minister for 5 years and then you were given a car to drive, it should be in the purview of the national government to say, okay, this asset, like a vehicle, for example, or a generator, has fully outlived its useful life. So we are going to dispose of it and then put it up to a public auction. If you want to go for it, because you've been driving the car,
Yeah.
you like it, you used to
Yeah.
it, you go to the public auction, pay for it, and then that money comes back into government coffers.
Yeah.
So even if they were to purchase asset for new people in this position, government will also already have something to add up to. But then just creating this deficit when you take opposition, a government position, and then when you're leaving, you siphon everything. And then you go with it. And then when another person take a position, these are the reasons why government is struggling to pay people.
Struggling. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, government is struggling to pay staff because government has to come into place, central government has to come into place and then allocate funds to just equip these people to be able to do their job. So I think it's a better initiative because the precedent is being set that okay, if you came to government, if you were opportune to be appointed a government position and you are leaving, you are not to take with you the government assets.
Assets. Yeah.
They were given to you to ease up your job. They were given to you to make a job easy, not as personal property. These remain government property. So the next person coming to this position will be cautious because they know that if they are accumulating these things as their personal properties, when they shall have left government position, government is going to come after them. So I think I support it 100%. I mean, 100%. I think is intended to preserve government assets. I think if followed through, will save government a lot of money. But Ricky, think about it. We heard these stories around after Madame Saleh government, which we thought was an accountable government.
Yeah.
When the CDC government took over, they were so small money in the coffers. What happened? Folks took away government asset and funds. They siphoned this money. When the CDC government came into existence or into being, when they were living or as they are living, how much money in government coffers? None. So how do we expect Liberia to do better? How do we expect to move forward if everyone or every government that come into being after 6 or 12 years, they're going to come and start from scratch? They don't have anything to start off on. So, as an accounting student, asset recovery is key because asset is very important to businesses. And in this conversation, business will be the central government. I think government should put into place every measure necessary to go after. And when that president is Ricky, trust me, even when this government shall have left, right, and another person or another government take over, they will have something to start off on. They wouldn't
Yeah.
go buying fresh new cars from. It'll be like, okay, we have this car. It was being used by someone, but it's still in the running condition. You can start off on this one, and then
Yeah.
when based on revenues, based on we make allocations, then we are not in rush to get you a car or to get people a car. Trust me, Ricky, it's there's a
You
lot.
know,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. You know, the asset recovery thing that you and I are
yeah,
discussing, they are very important things, and just more to what you just said, right?
yeah,
Accountability is one of the things, we have to set precedent in Liberia. If we don't set precedent, then we are still moving into a cycle. Then we
yes,
expect same thing happening over and over and over. Like you point out, if some of these cars that were given to people uh, by the government to use, they are not a personal car. So as long as you are living and you are no longer into government, you don't have right to take that car because the car doesn't. It's not your personal money car. It was car that were given to you to facilitate maybe the work or the assignment you had to perform whatever duty you have. So why would you take government resources and use it for your own personal? Then when you are no longer in power, you want to claim that these things belongs to you. No, like I mean, just exactly what you said. That's one of the problems Liberia had over from one president to another president because most time when people are leaving, they tend to clear all everything and then they want the next government to start from scratch. And then knowing that that can really hamper the economy, and because if somebody is starting from scratch, they don't have the necessary amount of money to start up the economy, to boom the economy. Obviously they're gonna run through a lot of things. That is the reason why you see civil servant, uh the payment is always 2 3 months, let's say delay because we don't have this system in place. So asset recovery is something that I really support, and I think I'm supporting this government to be able to implement this asset recovery thing. And if somebody would be in their own feeding to say that, oh yeah, they are against this issue of asset recovery, then they should ask themselves if they were in the same position of this particular government, and knowing that if Joseph Boakai was the previous president say, oh yeah, I don't want to do asset, I don't want to, I don't want no asset recovery. How would they feel? Would they feel that you see what goes around comes around? Always think about think about other people when you want to do something. You cannot expect yourself to be fine, and then you look at you put other people in the awkward position. No, you
right.
have to create a rational situation where, because the whole thing here is we want to see a better Liberia. That is the borderline. Because to see a better Liberia, we have to put some of these measures in place and set precedent. Because over time, people just do things and go with impunity. Somebody will take 5 or 6 government cars because they are no longer in government. They pack it in there, something. They use it for their own personal. It shouldn't be that way. So I think the president, implementation of the asset recovery is something very, welcoming for me. And I think is up to everyone who was in the previous government to actually, concord and be able to, you know, uh, abide by these things so that we can have a better society because we want to see a better. Again, I mean, obviously, you don't want just to work out of staff on square one. It will be very hard, tough, and that's has been the real problem. Somebody coming to power, they didn't get nothing to start with. All the chairs, furniture, everything they are taking from the office. Then the man got to buy furniture. Where is the man going to get all the money from? No. Then if the man meet these things in place, and if the asset recovery is there, and you are able to meet some of these things in place, obviously you'll not be able to go take money to buy this thing because it's already there. So I think it's a very good initiative that I think is welcoming for the Liberian people. So another thing that I wanted to jump on is uh, the thing about Yeke, right? I think the last time I had I had a show about Yeke, and I have reached out to him. I sent him message. I'm waiting for a response. Sometimes I even reach out to Darius Dillon. I reached out to him. I'm waiting for a response as well. So there is a s- story that is now happening. Training right now. About Yeke. About something about a girl that he talked to Wade McCarty. So a lot of things is going on, but one of the reasons why I want us to highlight on this thing is we want to let people know that as much as you are an honorable man, you have to be responsible. Uh, don't use your office to abuse anyone for that matter. We are not condemning anybody, but we are just saying that as much as you being appointed in a position, don't use that opportunity to uh, jeopardize or create some kind of situation that will affect the next generation. So all will be a reflection that people will see and be able to follow you. So I don't know whether you've heard the story. I know a lot about the story, but I don't want us to go in depth right now. I think we can save it for another day. But I just want us to, highlight on, that issue and how, we want to see leaders doing well in Liberia. We don't want to see leaders using their offices to abuse younger people, to mismanage, government money. We just want to see, uh, you know, civil, decency in our society, civility. We want to see, uh, morality, because when we don't have morality, there's a possibility that the country can go astray and do a lot of things. And the leader are the reflection that people look up to. A leader is somebody who is going somewhere and he's taking people along with him uh, so that they can follow his footstep. So if you are not a leader by example, then most likely you are not doing the right thing. So we want to see a great leader. So what is your own thought about this whole saga surrounding District Number 10 Representative Yeka Koluba?
I mean, I have seen Ricky. I have seen a lot of. I saw a lot of pictures of Yeke. Just the scenario you've kind of talked about. Maybe the idea is trying to transport a girl over a motorbike to a hotel or
The
something,
hotel,
something
yeah.
of that nature. And yesterday, just last night before I went to bed, a friend of mine, when I was done with my school stuff, a friend of mine sent me a video where Yeke held a press conference addressing Joseph Boakai, the president's son, Joseph Boakai Jr., and other members of Joseph Boakai's family and government, including Joseph Boakai's wife.
Hmm.
And it is unfortunate, Ricky, um, for us to have a certain people in certain role. Some people are not fit to be honorable. There's a special reason why members of the legislature, both the upper and lower houses, and even people that are in power, I mean, those are parliament members, or even cabinet ministers are called honorables.
Yeah.
Honorable, it goes to speak to the honor of the role you hold. and also the responsibility that is resting on a person's shoulder who ascend to those roles. Here's the thing: publicly contested offices, right? Offices where you have a lot of opinion pool.
Yeah.
There are things that you're going to do. People going to have opinion of literally everything you do,
Mm-hmm.
be it for the better and be it for the worse. And that also depend on the side they are on, because that's a political field. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like if you what you can say, if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen,
Yeah. Be
don't
be
go
ready
there,
for
right?
criticism. Yeah. Be always ready
Yeah,
for criticism, and that should be a room for that. So
right.
yeah.
So there should be a room for criticism, and you should be able to constructively engage your critics.
Yeah.
But
Adjust to the kind of situation. Yeah. You gotta.
yeah, let's look at Joseph Boga, for example. What has not been said about Joseph Boga?
Mm,
Who has not cursed Joseph Boga or
mm,
said the worst thing about Joseph Boga? Be a logical, truthful or not, you know how to call it uh Yeke Koluba, you have fans and foes alike. People are going to have an opinion of whatever you say. What you said though, your response matters a lot.
mm,
It could be that this could be a whole different scenario, that maybe this girl or this lady in question wasn't being transported to a hotel for the purpose that people are commonly saying, or people are popularly saying that he was taking a girl for. It could be something else. He could choose to respond to it, but to kind of come back and then be very, very much combative and using words that do not represent the position that he holds. It's appalling. It's really, really frustrating. And it just goes to also again the mind of people who elect these people into political offices. Because if you're electing someone to be a representative of your constituent, let them represent what you stand for.
yeah.
You're sending someone to the House of Representatives that you think, that you trust, should be representing what you stand for.
Yeah.
And clearly, I mean, I don't have to go in district and kind of run an opinion pool to say, oh, let's vote who all think that Yake Koluba is represented, is amicably representing the citizens of district number 10.
Yeah.
But I can sit aside as a Liberian, as a citizen of Liberia, and say, this is honestly degrading. And mind you, people are forgetting that we live in a polarized world.
Yeah.
Everything goes.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is very much active. If you were to come on this media and say something that's very negative or salacious or something that is not representative of you and your family value, trust me, Ricky, there'll be except of it all around Facebook
Yeah.
going, and
That's
people are
true.
going to see it. And then what people are seeing you say, those are the values, the thing you stand for.
Yeah.
Then my question becomes, when the likes of Yeke Koluba, who is a representative, this is, I think, his third term, who is a representative in a key district in Montevideo, um, is going below the belt, insulting people, insulting the president. How does he see it? My question to Yeke will be, if sometimes he takes some time to sit down and self-reflect and say, okay, how am I doing? Is this how I'm supposed to be? Are these what people are expecting of me as their representative? Clearly not.
Yeah.
And then it goes by like, on what basis though do people elect a person like Yeke Koluba to an honorable position?
Yeah. I mean,
So it's appalling, my brother. It's
yeah.
sickening. It's sad.
It's actually appalling. So I think like you said, right? I mean, as a leader, yeah, manner and things have to actually be something that represent the kind of office you hold. You want to also take into consideration integrity and respect, because if you don't have respect for anyone out there, obviously it just shows that you yourself won't be respected, because a leader should be somebody with high level of morality. We have seen in recent time somebody would just go on air and abuse. I think the last time, say you and I, along with Lolo, we had a show where we talk about Prophet Key, how he used his social platform to cause mind calls and see a lot of things. And today we see that hunting he himself. He felt that maybe by doing that he was doing it for his own good. But today the position he contested, he wanted, he couldn't get that position because of that, character, So it just tell you how our society, like you said, the world, we live in a polarized, world today. So everything you do, you got to be mindful of it, because it could probably go out there. Somebody could see and say, "Wow, this is the honorable man I've elected. He, using this medium to abuse the president mind, the president wife." You know, your character is a reflection of who you are. So you have to be mindful of how you say things out there. But friends, so we just want to wrap up the show. I know we had a pretty good time. We spent almost like 1 hour for the 2 minute here, and I just wanted to show. But sometimes entertainment can take off for a long time.
I
But it's
know.
good to have you back. I'm glad that you are well now, because you are not feeling well. So I'm glad that you are well. So we will get back here on Thursday to discuss something as on the conversation, or maybe one of our business discussion. But until then, we want to you know leave for tonight so that we can have time to rest for tomorrow. But I mean, let's keep pressing. We want to see a change in Liberia, and we believe that through this leadership, they they have the responsibility to make sure that whatever decision of placing different people in different positions. I mean, most of the people that they are placing in position, most of them, I'm familiar with some of them. They are great guys. And they themselves, they have already condemned. People who made mistake before. So I think they know their responsibility, and they know that the Liberian people are holding them to task to do well for the Liberian people. So we'll keep using our our platform here to engage in a professional manner, and then also engage our government constructively, because we want to see a change in Liberia, and we also want to see a change in every individual as well as society. So, Francis, thank you for spending the time here with me, folks. If you are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, this is the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali. I was joined here by Francis Bale, and we want to wrap up our show. Want to say thank you for always tuning in and for your support, and for those who
Thank you.
comment, want
Thank
to
you,
say thank
folks.
you. So good night, Francis.
Good
Until
night, my
then,
brother.
yeah,
Yep.
see you. Good night. Well, folks, that is how we come to the end of this show. We want to wrap up our show. Want to say thank you for tuning in. As always, for some of you who comment and like, I want to say thank you for your support. Keep supporting the show. We are happy to have you by our side. Until then, I want to say good night. Make sure you be the change you want to see. And we are all praying for a better Liberia. Good night.